After 10 long years, I finally came back to the house I once called home. Not for a reunion, not for forgiveness. My father had died, and I had questions, ones that never stopped haunting me.
Windermere Bay, my hometown. It hadn't changed much. Same small streets, same cold sea air, but everything inside me had changed. The house smelled of cedar and thyme. My father's ghost was everywhere. I could still hear the ticking clock and his voice in my head, telling me what not to do. And then I saw her, my mother's face in an old photo. She disappeared when I was 6. He told me she left us, but I never believed him. Every step I took reminded me of my childhood. The silences, the rules, and the questions I was never allowed to ask. His study was just as he left it. Everything was in its place, but something told me the truth might be hidden here. I found a key taped beneath the desk drawer, like he wanted it to be found someday. Inside the drawer, I found old memories, a scarf that smelled like lavender, photos I'd never seen, and a letter with my name on it, in my mother's handwriting. It had been 20 years since I'd heard her voice, but reading those words, it was like she was speaking to me again. She wrote about a man named Daniel, a man she loved, a man who wasn't my father, my real father. My father, Harold, found out. He couldn't bear the betrayal, so he destroyed everything. He told me she ran away, but the truth was much worse. He locked her away, far from me. His name was Daniel Foster, an artist, kind, creative. He painted dreams, not walls. She wrote, "I never stopped loving you. I prayed one day you'd find this letter, and the truth would set us both free. My whole life was a lie. I didn't know who I was anymore. I cried like I hadn't in years." A storm rolled in that night. Fitting, I thought. My world had already come undone. At the bottom of the letter, she wrote where I could find Daniel. I had to go. I needed answers. His cabin was far from the world, peaceful, like a painting. I knocked on the door, heart pounding. He opened the door, and for a moment, he thought I was Clara. His hands shook. So did mine. We talked for hours about love, about regret, about the years we lost, and the bond we still had. He painted me, even though we'd never met. My smile, my eyes, as if he knew me all along. I found her grave days later. I spoke to her like she was right there beside me. I burned his photo, not in anger, but to release myself from the weight I carried. I chose peace. I wasn't lost anymore. I found truth, and in truth, I found family, even if it took years. I once thought my story ended in pain, but maybe it began the day I opened that letter. The past may shape you, but it doesn't have to define you.